Welcome to another episode of Todoist Learning the Basics. My name is Jerry Colbert, and in this week's episode, we're going to be learning all about settings. Coming up next. So here we are within Todoist. And in this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about settings. So as you see here, I have Todoist opened. And if you go up here to the top, where you see the gear icon, and click on that, you'll see you have different things underneath the gear icon. In today's episode, we're going to be focusing on the settings icon right here. So if you click on the settings button, you'll come into basically the settings where it shows account information, general, themes, karma, reminders, notifications, payments, backup, and integration. Now, when you first open up settings, you'll be on the account tab here. And when I'm talking about account tab, I'm talking about there we are account, there's general, themes, and such. So here you'll see whether or not you are a premium status, which I am. And I will say that the free version does have a lot of good features, but the premium's just that much better. So if you haven't dived into the premium version, I would suggest you give it a try. It's pretty nice. Got a nice features to the premium edition. And then of course you have your personal information, which there I am. See? Yep, I know. Shocking. And there's my name and my email address and my password, which is hidden, of course. Then of course you have the connected social sites. So I've connected my Google account to Todoist, as well as connected my Facebook account to Todoist. And then of course down here at the bottom, if you ever wanted to delete your Todoist account, you can do so right there. Now also under the General tab, you have a few little things you can do here. In the General tab, your language is English. Now of course, that's the language that I had chosen. I believe it does come in other languages, but I'm not 100% sure on that. However, the start page I have set up to do a custom query. Now, of course, you have several different things you can choose as your start page. And when I'm talking about your start page, I'm talking about basically this page. Whenever you first open up Todoist, whether that be on the Mac or on the desktop or on the web, it's going to open up your first screen that you see. Well, mine is set to a custom screen here where I have inbox, anything that I have in the inbox that I haven't done, any today items, and so forth. Also, it'll show me any overdue items if I had any. So back to settings and the general tab. So I set up a custom query, and as you see, there it is, p:inbox, overdue, today. And all you have to do is hit edit here, and you can change that to whatever query you want, as long as the query is part of the Todoist hierarchy. Now also you have smart date recognition. You can choose whether or not you want Todoist to automatically recognize due dates or not. You can also set the smart date language. So you can set that to whether or not you're in Russia or Brazil, or where am I at? Oh, I don't know. So I set it automatically. Auto accept invites. You can also choose to accept invites from known collaborators, or you can select no thanks. Here's the date and time zone. So I am in the Eastern time zone now. I was in Central time. Date format. There's the date format. You can choose that however you want to use your date. If you're somewhere else, you might want to choose day, month, and year. Okay. Time format, I've chosen to have the 12-hour format instead of the 24-hour format. And then start of the week, Sunday, and next week is Monday. So I can choose however I want to see that as well. Emails, I can decide if I want to have any newsletters or such. And I put no thanks, of course. And then you have the beta access, which I've never used, so we won't go into that. Then, of course, you have themes. You can choose whether or not up here you have a nice reddish bar, or if you have a noir or a neutral, or so you can customize the look of your Todoist. Karma here, you can choose whether or not you want to, edit any of these to have daily goals or weekly goals if you're really into this whole karma thing. I am not, so I do not do karma. Reminders, you can select what your default timer is for your reminders. That's before your tasks. Whenever you select your task, you might want to set it for a 10-minute or a 30-minute. And these are your defaults that you can do. Web reminders, remind me on the web or don't remind you on the web. So you have different options here you can choose. Notifications. You have different kind of notifications that you can choose here if you want. Also, you have the payment section here. And backups. Now, backups is a very interesting little place I like to touch on for just a few seconds here. It's always a good idea to back up your projects because you never know. Todoist does do updates periodically to their program, so there's always that chance that your projects get lost in the cloud. Lost in the cloud. So it's always a good idea to do backups. Now, with that being said, Todoist does automatic backups for you on a daily basis. However, if you have made a lot of changes to your projects, let's say you did your weekly review and maybe did your weekly review on Sunday and you said, you know what, all these projects I have in here and this I've made it way too complicated. I need to just restructure my whole Todoist. Well, maybe Todoist has already done a backup. Well, actually restructure your whole Todoist and all the projects and everything, and you like the way it looks, you might want to do another backup. So you could always hit create backup and create your own backup outside of their 24-hour time frame of backups. And once you do such, you can always download the backup to your computer so you can re-import those projects back into Todoist. Also, you have integrations down here. Integration can integrate with other places like Newton, Google Calendar, and the IFTTT program. So you can, integrate. So therefore, your Todoist talks a little bit better to these integrations, to these programs that are not part of Todoist, but they talk very well by having an integration, and you have to set up that integration by clicking on certain links and accepting the integration. So now also we have calendar feed. So you can, if you are into selecting, times for your tasks, you can always integrate it with your calendar and it'll show up there. But also it'll still show up in your calendar as a daily task at the top. Say for instance in Google Calendar here, it sets up a task at the top of your task list or your top of your calendar as a task if you don't have times associated with them. Now with Google Calendar, of course, is a two-way sync, and down here on the calendar feed down here, this is only a one-way sync for Apple Calendar and of course Outlook. You also have the calendar subscription here that you can do, and then of course there's the API token. So this is settings for you. I just wanted to go over this briefly, kind of give you a brief understanding of you have a lot of things you can do and a lot of bells and whistles you can tweak to your preference. But it's not a preference because over here up in Todoist you have preferences, but they're very little. So this is more of a customization, I guess you could say, utilizing the settings here. Okay, and also under this gear icon, just so you know, you have the sync, open Todoist.com. You can view your activity log, look at Todoist Premium. You can do support, blog, keyboard shortcuts, and you can log out, of course, and then you can download your apps to your phone and such by going to the Mac Store or what have you, and you can download whatever it is you are looking to do. Maybe you're looking at Todoist on your Apple Watch, or maybe you're looking to have it on your mobile phone or your iPad, or maybe even looking for browser extensions. You can do that here, as well as email plugins. So these are the different things that you can do with Todoist. So with that said, if you like this video, please click on the like button below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And so without further ado, I want to wish you all an awesome day, and let's become more productive. Thank you.